about Cleveland Cliffs. I'm kind of tired of talking about Cleveland Cliffs, but you keep recommending Cleveland Cliffs, and you keep telling people to buy it, and it's at a 52-week low today. It's been down 7 days in a row. It's down 46% year to date.
It's highly appropriate for you to phrase the question the way you have. And I take full responsibility. No. So this is serious, and you know it. I take full responsibility for any recommendation I make, including and especially one like this that goes down. I will tell everybody who's listening, I haven't sold a share. I'm not likely to sell a share. If I didn't sell the stock at 22, 23 earlier this year, that implies that I think the stock will be higher than that. I cannot predict the future with certainty, but that's what I believe. Now, let's talk about why the stock is down. Two reasons. One, steel prices have been obliterated this year. However, you can look at the prices for hot rolled coil steel, and it looks like they've bottomed. They shouldn't have gotten this low in the first place. But the other thing that's going on here, which is being perceived negatively on the stock, is the M&A activity. We know they've already announced an offer that's likely to be accepted, that they're going to buy Stelco. That's actually smart of them to be buying assets and bulking up with the steel cycle at presumably a low. But what's really knocked the stock down this week is what it looks like is going to happen to the U.S. Steel, Nippon Steel deal, which is going to be blocked. It's going to be blow up. Now, Lorenzo Gonçalves and the CEO and the team at Cleveland Cliffs are not idiots. They're not going to come in and pay any price that is anywhere close to what Nippon Steel offered. That deal was flawed from the beginning. U.S. Steel was unwise to have not accepted Cleveland Cliffs' offer. What's likely to happen now is picking apart U.S. Steel. Cleveland Cliffs will get union assets. They have very good relations with the unions. They will continue to bulk up, as they did several years ago when they bought ArcelorMittal's U.S. operations and AK Steel. They will get bigger at the down point in the cycle, and when the cycle returns to an upswing, which looks like it's not far away, they will enjoy more benefits than if they had just gone it alone. I know this takes patience.
Can I ask you a practical question?
Yeah.
Because you just said, well, the way you ended, stick with it. What about the viewer who maybe bought the stock at 22 or even higher than that and has seen it come down to 11? Should they stick with it, or should they sell it?
I am sticking with it. I think it would be the wrong call to sell it at below book value here. And based on the strategic things that I just said, I think this would be the wrong price to sell it. I do want to point out that this, to me, is a business that is transforming itself through critical M&A activity, but is being perceived as a cyclical company and just being looked at according to steel pricing.
What if part of this is that the U.S. Nippon deal doesn't happen, right? Looks, I mean, the way that our government certainly is talking about it, seems like a reasonable hypothesis to make it at this point. And the market's saying over the last 7 days, look, we know that deal's not going to happen, and we don't want Cleveland Cliffs in this deal.
And why would they
do it?
Right. Why would the market not want it? This is a great question, because they don't want the balance sheet stress on Cleveland Cliffs. And what I will say to anyone who is looking at the stock that way is, remember what I said a second ago. A few years ago, 4 years ago, they bought AK Steel. They bought ArcelorMittal. They crunched costs out of that. They had all sorts of benefits come from that, and they used their balance sheet to do it. Last thing I'll say on this, balance sheet stress, they did just issue debt a few weeks ago to do the Stelco deal. They did it at 7%. It was oversubscribed by something like 3 times. There is demand for the debt that Cleveland Cliffs puts out because debt buyers understand the cash flows of this company. They are good, and they are going to grow as they bring in these assets.
Okay. Thank you for that. Brian Belsky, Lululemon, Calvin McDonald, he's a CEO. He bought stock, 4,000 shares at $260. It's about $1 million worth.